Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Wendy again from Little Nest Crafts, and I'd like to thank you for joining me for another week of Margaret Miller's Collage Weekly Planner, and we're now on week 35 and heading quickly into autumn season here in the UK, and the weather was raining later on this evening and quite windy in parts as well. So yeah, temperatures dropped, and as I say, we're quickly heading into autumn. So anyway, the prompts for this week on Margaret Miller's challenge, weekly planner challenge, are: number 1 is an illustration from a children's book. Number 2 is a hexagon. Number 3 is brown or craft paper. Number 4 is the name of a favourite tea. Number 5 is a string of numbers. And then the bonus is a fragrant item from your surroundings. So as normal, I'll put those prompts to one side and we'll go through them with our ephemera, as it were. So that's my backing piece, and same as normal, an oblong sheet of 160mm cardstock, and I've just drawn a centimetre border around the edge so I can work in the middle section. So my illustration from a children's book is this vintage one, and it's a vintage page from a vintage nursery rhyme book, and I've got this off the internet, so it's a faux page, not an actual page from a vintage book, and I was drawn to the images of these this little boy and girl in blue and the sprigs of lavender around the page. So I've been sort of semi-prepping, and I've cut out my hexagons, and I've also got my craft card, and what I thought I would do is just use it as a backing piece. So I've cut that to the size that I want. I didn't want to cut it to fill that whole square. I thought it would overpower the little page here. And let's have a look. It says, lavender's blue diddle diddle, lavender's green. When I am king diddle diddle, you shall be queen. Call up your men diddle diddle, set them to work, some to the plough diddle diddle, some to the cart, some to make hay diddle diddle, some to the corn, while you and I cuddle diddle diddle, I will keep ourselves warm. So there we are. That's an old nursery rhyme from my childhood. So what I did, last year I dried some flowers out the garden, and I've been putting them in these little coin display packets, and one of the prompts was a fragrant item from your surroundings. So these were little fragrant flowers from my garden, so I'll put those there because I might use those. And I thought I would use this one because I wasn't sure whether the colours would actually match, because this is pink and there's no pinks actually in my paper, although I do think they are pretty flowers. And I did the same with some daisies, and it started off life like that, but because of the hexagon shape, I thought I would use one of these as a backing, and this has got some little daisies out of my garden, and I've cut that just slightly smaller than that, and I thought I would use that as a backing piece. So what I'm going to do, I was going to glue that on there, but I haven't decided whether I'm going to go with blue or with green. So I have been in a bit of a quandary as to which colour to choose, and so I'll sort of show you where I got to. When I read this, like, the lavender's blue, I'd actually got some lavender that I dried from last year, so I cut this out, and my plan was to put that up along the side there and use that sort of on my piece because of the poem. But there's no purple. There's no other purple in the the backing piece, so I'm going to park that on the side for a minute. And then my hexagons, I've got two different colour hexagons. I've gone for blue, which I thought would tie in with the blue outfits of the children, and this has also got a slight tinge of blue on the edges here, but I've gone for green as well, so I've got those there. So I'll park those up there for a second, and I've not decided whether it's going to go on the blue or the green. And then so we've got the children's book, we've got my hexagons, we've got the craft paper, and then the name of my favourite tea. Now, I can't abide tea. Ever since I had the mumps when I was 14, I've never drank tea from that day to this. And so if I do have tea in inverted commas, it's usually a fruity tea like these. And this is my favourite, the lemon and ginger. And if I haven't got that, we also I also like, when I worked over in Dubai, we used to have mint tea, and I love mint tea, so that is why I've gone for these Arabic teapots with the mint tea there, and I've cut out two different sizes because I wasn't sure whether to go for the smaller or the larger. And I've also cut this one out, which is a lemon verbena tea. Now, I drink this quite often because we actually grow lemon verbena in the garden. So when it's out, because it dies back in the winter, when it's nice and fresh, I often go and pick a few leaves and steep it in some boiling water at the kettle, and it's delicious. So that's my lemon verbena tea. And when I was playing, just to get a rough idea of what I wanted to do, I did actually place that up in this corner, slightly underneath there. And what I did was I backed it with these two hexagon pieces. I brought it down the page a little bit, and I used that as like a backdrop behind the cup of tea there, just to make that stand out from the white page behind. So I use that like that. I'll just straighten that up in a minute. And then this one I placed on the blue backing here, and I popped it down in this corner, I think, like that. And then I did away with this because I didn't think it really went with anything. But if I tuck it under there, we can have a look what it's like on this side. There, lemon and ginger, and then my numbers. It says a string of numbers. Well, I thought that was quite a good string of numbers there, which I'll put over the page number. And then I was just a bit disconcerted about that blank corner at the top there, so I picked another string of numbers either to place up there, and I also had those, but I thought the darker ones were quite nice in that corner. So that was my first thought, and then the second option was, let me just have a look, was to do away with that, do away with my lemon and ginger tea, use a coffee pot down in this corner here. Take that up a little bit, and then how did I have it now? I sort of layered these somehow with, I think I put one down in the bottom here, or maybe under there. With a bluey one, and then how did I do these now? Green, was it the green one? Sort of like that. And then my numbers on here. But the whole thing's got to be shifted up the top. See, I can't pop that up there. Oh, could I have it at the side maybe? I suppose you could do something like that. But then there's nothing else lemon unless I have that teacup. That would pick out the lemon in the teacup and just go for the green. I could do that. Let's have a look and see what that does. If I keep that lemon there, have that there, just on the side. Could move that over a smidgen. Take it up a smidgen. Have my lemon tea up there. With my numbers. And then no, that's a bit small. Go across there. Oops. Anything when things move around. Excuse that noise. My dog's gnawing on his bone. How about something like that? Or I could go, instead of having that there and that there, we could have up down in the corner. The blue one. Down there. My little number there. The hexagon there. But I feel it's missing some green, you see, because of the leaves. Missing a bit of green. How about if I popped that one in front of it, like so, just to break up the blue a little bit. I did the same with that maybe. So look, pop that on there. That in front of it. Actually, I think I like my coffee pot down there. And I could put my number across the bottom, like so. And then this number could go up there. and my lemon and ginger popping out there. How's about something like that? Oh, it's a hard one this week. I can't make up my mind. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I can't think and place things at the same time. Let's have a look. I think sometimes you can overthink things as well. Maybe not have those. Have that with my lemon tea. I don't mind that coming out a little bit more. How about if I put that up in that corner, but underneath there, with that just slightly over the top. It's bent because it's so weak there. It's bent at the moment, but I'm hoping that once I glue it down, it'll take that little crease out. So that'll go there. Nope, not keen on that. Scrap everything. Let's start again. Start again. Take the lemon verbena out. Sorry, the lemon tea, the lemon and ginger. Pop that up there. My coffee pot. I did like my coffee pot. It doesn't really go there because of the spout. So he can go there with the number across the bottom. I'm happy with that. With a string of numbers, and then So I'm gonna glue that onto there now to stop it getting blown off. And I'll get my that's it. So that's that. I think it's when I start to do the hexagons, that's when it all, I think with them being geometric shapes, it doesn't really go with. Now I'm just gonna, am I gonna go for the coffee pot and then put my blue flower, my little daisy flower on there, or maybe have him up there. Not tried it up there, so I could do that. Maybe just pop this behind here. With that. Or go for a green one. Does make it stand out a little bit. And then I could have maybe a number onto there. Or if I flattened it out, maybe. Let's have a look and see what that would. Can't see the lemon and ginger, can you? Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut that off the bottom. Very straight. There we go. Could have it tucked out like that. Now then, if I take the green away, So let's have a look now. Well, I think that is it. The composition, finally. So I'm sorry about that. It's taken me quite a long time this evening. So, if I can remember where things go, we'll start sticking things down. So, I shall just move that over slightly. And we'll pop that on there. And then I'll just lift up this corner. To pop that on there. And then, oops, we'll get that glued down then. Oops, daisy. There we are. So we'll pop this down as well. And this is art glitter glue, so it's really good. It's a really quick acting glue if you want things to be stuck down really quickly. So I'm going to pop this down the side. Oops, a daisy, a bit too much on there then. And then I've got to pop this on. Now this is going to be a bit tricky because it's got a very smooth surface, sort of a shiny surface, and I don't want the glue to spread as it has done there. I know it dries clear, but it will affect the cellophane. Right, so pop this on here. I'll try and smooth it out where there's that crease. There we are. And then we're going to pop that up in that corner, wasn't it? And then this one was going to come down here. with these behind. So if I get this part glued down first, I wanted that in the middle. And then I wanted that tucked behind there, and for those two to join. Like that. Maybe just in a margin so that you don't see that join. And then we'll glue the spout down. And then that was going to come down like that, wasn't it? I think. Just hide that rake. Yeah, like that. I'd love to know your opinions. Do you find it, you know, for those of you who do the Margaret Miller challenge, whether it, you know, you just get divine inspiration every week and it comes together really quickly, or do you prevaricate like me and find it difficult some weeks? So I think what I'm going to do is pop that there. Or did I say I was going to? Did I say I was going to pop that into there? I'm going to have it difficulty now because I don't want to rip. I don't want to rip that. Oh, bother. I think I'm going to keep that off because it's gone too high now. Although there was the lemon, wasn't there? I'll tell you what I could do is just make that like a straight bottom to give you the impression that it's tucked. Now I've gone off it now. Let's get this one stuck down anyway. Now, do I want it flat like that with the daisies, or do I want them upwards? There we go. Just wondering. Let me just see if I can cut around this glass cup. And the ginger tea, and do something like this. We'll see whether it works or not. I could pop that behind. If I can bring it down a little bit by cutting that. To give it more of a 3D. Yeah, because it was too high otherwise. And then have this 18.99. Yep, I think that's a keeper. And I'll just leave that leaf. I'll just leave that leaf to be able, you know, a bit dimensional. To leave it free to stick up. And then I'm going to pop this number down. Over there, and I think we'll call it done. After all that prevaricating, I'll just put these two on side for another day. Excuse my arm, and I'll just put my glue back, my pin back in my glue. Clear the decks, and we'll just recap with the prompts. So we've got an illustration from a children's book, and that's My Lavender's Blue. Nursery rhyme. And then we've got hexagons, so we've got 3 hexagons. That's my working in 3s. I suppose I could have put another one underneath there. But no, never mind. I think we're okay with that one as it is, although it looks a bit odd there. But anyway, I could put another number down there, across there, I suppose. No, I'll leave it as is. So anyway, we've got the hexagons. We've got 3 hexagons. We've got the craft brown paper behind. The name of my favourite tea, or one of my favourite teas, is the lemon and ginger from the fruity tea collection. My verbena tea and my mint tea. My strings of numbers. I've got this little one here underneath the coffee pot. I've got this one, and I've got this one. And my bonus fragrant item is my daisies out the garden, which I dried and put in a little window coin saver. So that's it for this week. That's week 35, and sorry it's been a bit long-winded, and hope I've not putting you off joining me next week. So for some more torture, if you want to be tortured, listening to my mind ticking over, then please join me again next week. So until then, have a great week, everybody, and stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks very much then. Bye.